Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The video that you just saw is of an incident, a breaking of Mountain View Avenue across from Excelsior High School close to the National Stadium. Stadium East to be specific. Where you saw a young man breaking into the premises of a house of a lady that is bedridden, a grandmother. Based on the information that I am getting, it is said that maybe about a couple of months last year, middle last year, an individual broke into that same premises, took out a big screen, flat screen TV. The people decide that, listen, we are going to install some sorts of security devices. CCTV, ring or Bing to be specific. Based on the information, it is said that you are alerted, whomever is connected to that system through the internet wirelessly, they can see the perimeters, internal, external of the premises. And they saw the individual on that day in questioning on the premises of the house, going through the house, going inside, looking inside. So that was the first two video of him entering through the window, and you see him walking around as if that is his house. He looks so comfortable as if he was at home. No sorts of stress. I am going to show you a next couple of short videos in which he was inside, searching, disassembling the TVs from off the wall, looking for all the goodies, phones, cash, jewelry, whatever he could put his tentacles on. As a matter of fact, at the end of one video and the start of one video, you could see where he realized that he was being videotaped. He took away the camera and he threw it in the toilet and he flushed it. You could clearly see his face while that video or camera was being flushed in the toilet. He was still seen. But this man did not leave, he did not run, he did not scramble for his freedom. He still maintained his cool and he disassembled, took out everything that he thought belonged to him. Based on the information, it is said that he gathered all of the stuff, including at least 4 flat screen TVs, some cable boxes, all other goodies, appliances, you name it. Anything that he thought that he could pick up and leave with, that is what he took. The police was alerted based on the CCTV camera footage. However, by the time that the police got there, him Tekwe himself apparently saw the police and then him scrambled for his freedom. The police realized that they found a whole bunch of stuff outside, including 4 flat screen, big screen TV, appliances, cable box, you name it, like I said. So the person that sent me these videos and pictures, they told me that someone broke into the house off Mountain View Avenue. I said to him, then hold on a minute, you mean say your granny stay right there, so, and you don't have any sorts of burglar bar on the windows, on the doors? And he said, no, since that incident he has learned, so therefore they are now installing burglar bars on the windows, on the doors, along with the CCTV camera. Now, people, this is my advice. If you live in any community in a Jamaica that is less than middle class, if it's not the Narbrook, the Eelsham, the Cherry Gardens, one of those uppity community, and even if you live in one of those uppity community, I will also advise that you put security, meaning burglar bars, anything that you can keep these thieves out of your houses, because they're always looking for an easy prey. Anything that is easy as 1, 2, 3, they are going to make sure that they take advantage of it. So the more resistance that you put up against being a prey is the better for you. It is going to deter these criminals. The good thing in all of this is that on both occasions, the grandmother was there in the house. I guess she sleep DEAD for lack of a better word. and she was not touched, she was not troubled, she was not harmed. These people are barefaced. So therefore you have to do the right thing, or else the wrong thing is going to do you. Point blank and period.
No, I don't think it's an accident.
What do you think?
Because my sister get 2 shots, so I not think an accident. I wouldn't think an accident that.
So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the controversy and the drama continues. After that 19 to 20-year-old Jamai Siko that was taken out in a Maypen, Clarendon, at a hotel that is used by a special operation whenever they are going on any sorts of operation. I will speak about that later on in this section. So based on what the police said, 2 polarly different argument story. One of his stories that she was sleeping on the bed. He put his stool on the bed. She might have tossed and turned her finger, part of her body, pressed the trigger, and the tool discharged, hitting her in the chest. Second story is that he was tucking his tool in his waist in the holster, and the tool was falling. Him grab it. While he was grabbing it, the gun discharged once again, hitting her in the chest. 2 different stories when they just held him, when they took him to the station to give official statements. So we say whenever you hear people have 2 different stories about one circumstance, one incident, possibilities are, he is lying. The next thing is that this man was not even the official man of this lady. This man, if anything, at best, was the side man. Apparently, this lady did not tell him that he was the side man. Don't know if she had given him indication that he was the main man or the only man. But based on information that I am getting, he was only the side man. Based on what is out there, whatever conversations that they had in private, don't know. Maybe he was fooled and bamboozled that he was the real man, only to find out that she have a next man that was prior to him, based on the information that I am getting. This was confirmed when the mother and also the sister that you heard in the voice note before this said that the only communications that they have ever had with him is through a video call. So that tells you, if this was her man officially, the mother more than likely would have heard about him, would have spoken to him, would have had information privy to this incident, her child losing her life and the sister likewise. And like I said, the location of this hotel in Clarendon, Maypen, Clarendon, is one that is frequented by the special operation. I guess they have some sorts of contractual agreement with the hotel and the JCF. That means that his squaddies, his superior, his co-workers were there. And they're going to tell me that this man was so emotionally unstable. It is not as if they were in some sorts of bush, some sort of isolated place where you could have taken out the lady and people. I am not justifying his action, saying that it would have been the opportune time or opportune place. This man did not care. This was no sort of accidents by any stretch of the imagination. This in itself seems as if it was premeditated. This in itself tells that this man had some problems with this lady because of his own insecurity, because of the fact that he was carrying belly for this lady. Maybe she was pregnant, nobody knows. Maybe she was cheating, nobody knows. Because you know that when it comes to police and when it comes to bartender, it is a very bad combination. The fact that police is said, generally speaking, them get the most bun and get the most bun. Bartender likewise, and people, I am speaking in general because obviously you have some good cops and you have some good bartender. But definitely, this cop is not one of the good cops. Worst of all, 2 shots. What is the possibility of this man having two separate stories, inconsistencies, lies? What is the probability of two shots going off one time back to back? Common sense would tell you that he hit her up once, probably thought that she was not gone, so therefore he made sure that he gave her the KILL, con up. Just to be sure, just to be secure. Because like them say, DEAD, man or woman, tells no sorts of tale. And what is so sad about this situation is that this man probably goes to courts and gets some sorts of lawyer. Well, not probably. He will be given the best lawyer that money can buy, courtesy of the JCF police fraternity. So therefore, you know that he's going to be represented by one of these top lawyers. And when they go to court, the fact that this lady is absent, meaning MIA, missing in action, it is going to be his word against her word. And like them say, dead man or woman tells no sorts of tale. The criteria for conviction is that without a shadow of a doubt. Now, people, it is going to be very hard for an officer to prove that the gun went off twice. But we've seen stranger things when it comes to people with power, when it comes to the police, and when it comes to, most importantly, the judicial system fumbling the ball in the favor of the people with the power, including the popo. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that Jamaicans are actually wondering, is there a crime strategy? Is there a plan to solve this crime monster that is in Jamaica? And the answer that most sensible persons have is that there's probably not one. We are led by some leaders that are lost, dazed, and mostly confused. It is a trial and error thing, and most of the time it is error, it is an epic failure. Well, people, it seems as if the SSP from Clarendon, his name is Shane McCullough, he said that the only thing that can help Jamaica, the only crime strategy, is divine intervention, meaning that deeply dependent on the man up above. I want you to take a look to what the SSP has to say. When Clarendon experienced only 69 takeaways in a 2024 starting 2025 versus in excess of about 100 and little for 2023 to 2024. The number 69 is going to feature greatly in his statement. Take a look.
And what that says, unless the Lord does what, church? Builds the house. Those who build labor and what? Vain. Unless the Lord watches what? Over the what? The city. The watchmen stay awake in vain. So I want you to understand, as we look at our crime plan, I want to tell you that the center, the nucleus, the blueprint has to be that of Jesus, the Lord Almighty. The blueprint for Clarendon, for crime reduction, exists only when good people like yourselves stand up and cry out and plead the blood of Jesus. That is the crime plan for 2025. And for the Clarendon division, that's a big deal. Reverend Bernard, Reverend All, members of the church, I told the members that it's the first time in my life that I have so relished and loved the number 69. But that number shall forever stand out in my mind. The first in over 13 years, the division has recorded under 70 murders.
So people, you heard what the good SSP had to say. For there to be success in crime fighting, crime strategy, they are going to be deeply dependent on divine intervention. That means only Jesus can save you. Well, people, I am not the type of person that read the Bible. I am familiar with a couple of scriptures. I am familiar with a couple of saints. And the saying that comes to mind, God help those that help themselves. He who fails to prepare, prepares to fail. And I say this to say that obviously the leaders of this country, obviously the people that are in charge of security, commissioner, national security, national justice, the big heads in the police hierarchy, they cannot come up with a strategy that works, because we've seen that Jamaica has seen in excess of 12, 13, 14, 15, 1600 persons on an annual basis. It does not seem to be getting better, it seems to be getting worse. So that tells you is either the mindset of the people did not change, because I'm realized that the mindsets of the leaders are criminal in their intention. So therefore, there's a lack of respect. So whenever you are out here as a leader, politician, or MP, whomever, and you tell the people themselves to follow the rules, laws, regulation, and they see that you're not doing likewise, you're not practicing what you're preaching, as a matter of fact, you're doing the polar opposite of your job title, then people feel like say it is every man for himself. The thief with the bigger bag wins. The person that achieves the most toys. The wrong way is the person that is successful in a Jamaica, because it seems as if that is the model. Anyways, I am not saying that you're not supposed to be dependent on the man up above to help you, but you have to also put in the work, change the mindset, change the culture in a Jamaica, and maybe that is when you can achieve some sorts of success. In my mind, but who am I? I am no sorts of security expert, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.